So we'll see if anybody jumps the lights. They got to keep their foot on the brakes. As soon as they go out, got 5 lights, and away they go. Good start from the team, or from Austin. We see both of the Team Flamborough cars look like they got a pretty good launch. There's a lot of tire squeal. We got Tony backwards in turn 1.
I completely missed what happened there.
I just heard some tires squealing, some facing the wrong direction. The camera kind of panned off of it.
Yeah.
As we've got Bernardo and Dan side by side through turn 4. Looks like Bernardo's jumped up to 3rd place, Dan into 4th. Brian holding that 5th spot, or no, he started 4th. He would have dropped 1 spot down to turn 1. It looked like he got a fairly good launch, so Bernardo must have had a pretty good move into turn 1. You see Brad getting past Aaron, Bob, and then Tony at the back. There's top 2 are pulling out a little bit of a gap here, both on soft tires. Interesting to see if anybody started on the hards. Dan on the mediums, which aren't mandatory for this race, so he's definitely going to have to make at least 2 stops.
So we have a mandatory soft and a hard for this race, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of a bump there, Bernardo into Dan, and that lets through Brad and Ryan. They're side by side down the front straight, almost 3 wide between the 3 cars. Going for 4th place, Bernardo kicks up some dirt. It's going to be tight here into turn 1. Just letting Dan
Apparently,
pull a
turn
little
1
bit
is
of a
pretty
gap.
lethal.
Yeah, it's a tricky corner. The tires really don't like to turn in because it's a bit downhill. Really easy to lock them up.
Long straight too, so you gotta really watch just how much heat you run into that corner with.
Yeah, for sure. We're seeing Bernardo and Brad just side by side here. Bernardo on the softs, Brad as well. Still side by side as they go through the infield. Bernardo's going around the outside, having a look, but not quite there. This is letting Ryan and Dan run away a little bit up in 3rd and 4th. Dan looks like he's really taking the opportunity to stretch his legs. Ryan's got about an 0.8 of a second gap to the 2 behind him. Bernardo's looking like he's a little better on the brakes coming into that last corner. It's going to have to be quite a send into turn 1 if he wants to get that spot. He's going to stay in behind for now. As Ryan has maybe run a little bit deep as Brad sweeps around the outside, but off the track maybe. As he has picked up that half-second penalty. Yeah, so he's going to be vulnerable now to Bernardo behind.
Oh yeah.
Now that penalty doesn't apply until you just get onto the back straight. As we see Bernardo going off, is he going to pick up a penalty? Or was he just still on the curb? He has actually got one. So that's going to be good news for Brad. These soft tires are starting to wear out now. It has got the spot. Brad, I think I might have said Brad there. Brad had gotten the spot.
There it is.
And then that penalty applied, and you just see him dropping down. Bernardo had the same penalty, but he's got a bit more drive out of here. Maybe he downshifted when that car forced itself to slow down. And he's now got Brad into turn 1. Bernardo's picked up another half second. I wonder if he just crossed that pit entry line as he dives to the inside. Oh, and we see Austin going wide in turn 1. He's off the track.
Did we have contact there? Couldn't quite tell from that angle.
It was hard to tell. I think that'll be something that might get. Francis. Austin. I was doing pretty good.
You are pretty good.
Got Austin closing up on Dan now for the lead of this race. Dan's been sticking out there on the medium since the start. He's been running solid 134s this whole time. Really consistent lap times.
He's gonna have to swap out those mediums pretty soon. Right front's looking pretty well won.
He's going to have to come in the next few laps, I think, but it'll be interesting to see whether Austin can catch up to him or not. He's got 1.6 seconds to close and pretty fresh hards. We're seeing Dan come into the pits. Austin's just continuing along, so we won't actually see an on-track pass there. going into our first prop race. So these teams or these drivers get scored on their total number of points minus their 2 worst races. So now that this is the 3rd race, the order's really going to be only determined by their best result. So it's going to change up quite a bit for this race. But as we go through the season, it'll average out as people kind of find a rhythm, find a spot that they're more consistently running in.